Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to some more Don't Starve. This is actually just a patch update again, and tomorrow, hopefully over the weekend, I'll be able to start a few more episodes of actual Don't Starve videos. I've been kind of busy recently with work and with a few other things here at the house. I won't go into detail. It's a few personal matters that have kind of caught me up recently, and I may talk about it later on, but for right now, it's not a big deal. But we have things to go over, so here we're going to go over a few new items that were added, and I'm going to go over a couple of other things in the patch notes. First off, I'm going to say that the giants in general have been made more powerful. I'm not sure entirely what that entails. I'll probably go into detail about it later on, after I do a bit more research. But for right now, all I know is that they're more powerful than they used to be. Also, now, instead of dropping the items that they're supposed to... that they dropped before, they now drop the items that are supposed to be used to craft those items. So you may be able to get more scales from the dragonfly than you did before, which will allow you to do craft multiple things instead of just one. There's also a few new items that are available that you can craft with each of those materials. Now, one second, guys. Okay, I'm back. There was another item that I'd forgotten, and the rain made me think of it, and that's the new umbrella. So the umbrella has been changed a little bit because beforehand having it as an umbrella was a bit of a pain in the ass. So they made it into a hat, which it still completely negates any getting wet whatsoever. It's pretty nice. It lasts for up to 9 days if you use it continuously. It can be repaired with a sewing kit, and it also helps a little bit with keeping you cool in the summer. It's not as good as some of the other things that you can get, but actually no, I take that back. It's actually excellent protection from overheating, so it's actually really good to keep you from overheating, and it's also the only item that I know of that gives you 100% protection from the rain. So it's a really good item all around. Also, there's a couple of other things that have changed concerning rain as well. The piggyback now helps keep items that are inside of it from getting wet. So if you have items in the piggyback, they won't get wet. Now, I'm not wearing a piggyback. I am wearing an insulated pack, which if any of you guys watch my mod spotlight on Don't Starve Mods, you'll know that there was a mod called the Lunchbox, which you could build a lunchbox, and then it would keep items cool in it. So you could keep food and stuff from spoiling. Well, the insulated pack does the exact same thing. And oh my goodness, I don't know if it's just me, but this seems very loud. Good lord. Let's lower some of this a little bit. Alright, apply. Yeah, thank you. Goodness, that's really loud. It's probably screaming. So let's get into the food stuff real quick, because the food things are probably going to spoil over time. So we've got some new items like spicy chili. Spicy chili is a food that can be made with, I can't remember exactly what it is. I know there's a special ingredient. But it's meat and veggies, and I think it's actually an equal amount of meat and veggie. I think it's like 1.5 and 1.5 of each, and it creates spicy chili. Now, spicy chili is something that you can use during the winter, and it will actually heat up your body temperature. So if you eat it, it'll warm you up by X amount after you've eaten it. So it's actually pretty good for keeping you warm in the winter. It's something else that you can have. Now, there's also, I think it's under survival, maybe. Yeah, there's now a thermal stone, which is the stone that stores heat for travel, and I think there's also an ice, like an endothermic stone. If not, then I believe they're planning on making an endothermic stone later on, which is the same thing except it keeps it cold, so you can carry the stone around in the summer months, and it absorbs like coldness from the endothermic fire. So it's the same thing. It keeps you cool instead of keeping you hot. Next up, we have melon sickle and ice cream. Both of those do the same thing as the spicy chili in reverse. So this is made with watermelon and ice, and then some other fruit values. Oh, and twigs. You have to have at least one twig to put the melon on, actually. And you create a melon sickle, which cools down your body temperature by 20 degrees. Ice cream also cools your body temperature down by 20 degrees. So you see, I'm now cold. So, eating that stuff In the winter, those things aren't the best for you to try to eat, but in the summer, they're really good because they're one of the few things that will actually keep you from overheating. Now, next up, I'm going to show a weapon called the Morning Star. Now, the Morning Star is one of the items that were added in this patch that can actually be made with the Volt Goat horn. Volt Goat. That thing is annoying. That's just an annoying word to say. And it is a torch. It is a really, really good torch, though. It lasts 2 days. I think it can last for 2 days of continuous use. It also has it has no durability when fighting, so if you fight with it, the durability doesn't go down any faster. It only goes down when you actually have it out. So when you put it up, no durability loss. You take it back out. There you go. It also has, I believe, the same attack value as I want to say it has the same attack value as a spear. But I'm trying to look it up real quick so that I don't lie to you guys. But I think it has the same attack value as a spear, but it could be a little less, or it could be more. You know, it's one of those things where it's hard to remember every single thing that is happening in this game, like everything that I'm supposed to be going over. Damage is between 42 and 84. Oh, so the wetter the player is. Wow. The Morningstar's base damage is 28, but it has a modifier that goes up the wetter the player is. So it does 3 times damage at 100 wetness. So that's pretty good. So as it gets wet, it will actually do more damage, but of course you have to combat the fact that it may slip out of your hand and so on and so forth. It may actually damage you when you're using it. I don't think so. Nah, it doesn't say that it does. It lasts 10 minutes though. Oh, I'm starting to grow a beard. Okay, anyway, we'll take this off. So it lasts for 10 minutes, which is pretty much 2 or 3 nights of continuous usage. But moving on to other things, scales are used to create the scale chest. Now I have some Glomer's Goop in here. Glomer's Goop has actually been changed a little bit in how it operates. It can now be used as a fuel as it could before. It can also be used as fertilizer. And you can eat it to increase your health, your hunger a little bit, and you lose 50 sanity. So it has one more utility than it did before. It is now also a fertilizer. Not a big change, but it's a change nonetheless. Now you can use the dragonfly scales now to create this chest. Now this chest is bigger than a normal chest. It has 3 additional slots in it. It takes 10 boards, 10 gold nuggets, and 1 scale. It is also fireproof, meaning that in the summer when things can suddenly combust, this chest will not. So you will not have to suffer, which is actually really, really good. Now, I was going over food again. Trail Mix is a food that it doesn't give you very much hunger. It gives you a little bit of hunger, a little bit of sanity, and a little bit of health. It doesn't give you very much of any of these things, but it's offset by the fact that it takes effing forever for it to spoil. Now, it needs berries and roasted birch nuts for you to actually be able to make it. And you make it in the crock pot like with most other recipes. Guacamole. Guacamole gives you a bit more hunger. It gives you, I don't know how much hunger, because I'm at 152. Well, it gives you at least 25. Now, earlier I ate 5 of them and filled my health all the way up. So, or filled my hunger all the way up. So it probably gives you around 30 hunger, I'm gonna say. Now you need to make it using at least 1 moleworm and 1 cactus flesh, and you can get cactus flesh by actually picking them from a cactus. But you do get hurt whenever that happens. Now the cactus will grow back. And you can get a cactus flower and a cactus flesh. Cactus flesh can actually be cooked over a fire pit. You can eat it raw, if you would prefer. Although I don't know why you'd want to do that, because it actually hurts you. If you eat it raw, it actually takes away, how much health does it take? 3. It takes 3 health away if you eat it raw. And you also lose 5 sanity, because that's a crazy thing to do. But if you eat it cooked, then it gives you 1 health, and it gives you 15 sanity back. Also, no matter whether it's cooked or not, it gives you 12.5, these chests are all wet. It gives you 12.5 hunger back. So, it's really worth eating, cooked. There's not really much of a point in eating it raw at all. Next up is electric milk. You can get this from goats. as you probably would have guessed. Now, I believe the electric milk can drop from them. Like if you're killing them, then it has a random chance of dropping. Although, let me be 100%. Yeah, it has a 25% chance of dropping electric milk. So every time you kill a Volt Goat, it will drop 3 meat, and it has a 25% chance of dropping its horn and 25% chance of dropping milk. And milk is necessary to create ice cream. So you have to have milk, you have to have honey, and you have to have berries. And ice. And berries are the other thing. It can't have any meat, vegetables, inedibles, or eggs. So berries are pretty much the other thing, unless you want to use one of your kind of rare milks. Or if you want to use an extra honey, I mean, go for it. That's not really a big deal. So let's see. The Volt Horn. Where is the Volt? There it is. The Morning Star takes 1 goat horn, 2 electrical doodads, and 2 niters. It's actually not that bad to create. It's not too difficult to create one of these. The big thing is that you need the Volt Goat Horn. Now let's start over here because I've gone through all the food. Really, I think there's something else in here. A flower salad is used by cooking a cactus flower, but right now it's not in the game from what I understand. You can't actually get it without cheating it in. So I just cheated it in. The recipe is obviously going to require probably cactus flesh, and it'll definitely require a cactus flower of some sort. It'll probably also need veggies. It's probably going to be a pure veggie thing because it's a salad. Although maybe it'll use berries. I don't know. Because you can put berries in stuff like cranberries. You can put those in salads. That's fine. So here's the eyebrella. You need 1 Deerclops eyeball, 4 bone shards, and 15 twigs. That's one of 2 recipes that actually uses Deerclops' eye. This is just a really creepy hat to me. That is an unbelievably creepy hat. But it's also a really awesome hat. This is the insulated pack. The insulated pack, I put the thing in here. It needs 1 thick fur. It also needs, let's see, everything else is over here. It's under survival somewhere. It's like at the very bottom of survival, I believe. Yeah. It needs 1 thick fur, 3 gears, and 3 electrical doodads. So, you know, not bad. The luxury fan has actually been changed. It used to be the down thermantidote. It is no longer that. It's now the luxury fan. It takes 5 down feathers, 2 cut reeds, and 2 ropes. And I believe we have one over here somewhere. Yeah, right here. If you use this, it's actually more useful now than it used to be. It used to be basically worthless. Now, you can use it up to 15 times. Use it. You can use it up to 15 times. It'll reduces your current temperature by, I believe, 50 degrees still. And also, it will put out any fires that are going on around you. So we can use this real quick. It'll actually put out any fires that are. So see, it put that out. Go ahead and start that back up, and we'll show it again. See, it'll put out any fires. So don't use it next to your fire pit when you've just put a board on there, because that doesn't make much sense. But feel free to use it when there's a forest fire or something, because again, fires break out in the summertime all the time, and it's a big pain in the ass. But with this thing, it puts them out, so it's actually really, really useful. It can save your base. Now, next up, the scale mail has been changed a little bit. The scale mail now has the same durability as Thulecite. It only does it negates 70% of damage at you that's thrown at you. So Thulecite, I think the Thulecite armor still protects you a little bit more. But also the piggyback, it slows you down less, as well as keeping your items dry. So now there's more of a reason to use it. Beforehand, the being slowed down just kind of, no one really wanted it because the slow sucked. But also, if enemies attack you, they will be set on fire. I think if enemies attack this, they get set on fire too. I'm not sure. It looks like my old toy chest. Does it really? That's an interesting toy chest you had, kid. And you're still fireproof. So you're fireproof, 70% damage negated. You set your enemies on fire when they hit you. It's just all around a really good armor. I mean, it's probably the best armor in the game, I would say. And you need 1 scale, 1 log suit, and 3 pig skins. You need a lot of pig skins now. Next up is the weather pane. Weather pane I'm actually going to have to equip, so I'm going to have to wait just a couple of seconds. Now, the Weather Pane is actually a new magical staff. So, whenever you want to use it, I actually have to find something to use it on. I can't just throw it. Well, if that bird had landed... Oh, let's use it on... let's use it on this guy. Can't I... Yeah. So it's pretty crazy. It shoots out a whirlwind, which will attack the enemy and then zip around and destroy things. Which is great. It's great for chopping stuff down. Oh, my God. Yeah, see? It's a fantastic little thing. Now, of course, it only has a set number of uses. But, man, is it cool. Look at that. Piss off. No one likes you. See that? It's great. It's unbelievable. Oh, look, living logs. It even rips up the stumps. So I was telling you guys beforehand that when you chop these things down, you get living logs. Yep, there you go. Cactus flesh, I just went ahead and ate it because why not? But as you can see, this thing is fantastic, and you use it, you create it by using down feathers, which make down feathers pretty much my favorite crafting item in the game, because this thing is probably taking the spot of my most, like, absolute favorite item. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but its utility is so tremendous that I love it. I absolutely love it. That's fantastic. Now over here you can see it takes 1 volt goat horn, 1 gear, and 10 down feathers. Now, it could be kind of difficult to collect down feathers. I'm not entirely sure. You can actually spawn a moose goose egg. Now, I think the moose goose will spawn like naturally in the game. Go ahead and put my hat back on. But it's the spring giant, so you're not gonna find this the first spring that you go into, but you can actually summon the moose egg. So let me go ahead and debug spawn it. I'll spawn it in real quick. Let's see, spawn, and then boom boom. I think it's yeah, moose egg, boom. So there's the goose egg. Actually, for whatever reason, it's not there. I'm not sure why. Yeah, it's not showing up. I don't know why it's not showing up. However, the moose apparently lays these eggs every once in a while, and if you attack the egg, then you have to strike with a hammer, and every time you will take 10 damage because it's electrified. 5 mooselings will hatch from the egg, and then they'll attack you if you get too close to them. So if you kill them, though, you can get down feathers from them. However, attacking one will cause... Oh, the fucking frogs are raining from the sky again. If you attack them, it will cause the moose goose to attack you. Like, it'll fly in and actually assault you. So do be aware of that, because it's rather dangerous.